morning to all of us and to our beautiful advisor, Ma'am Pauline Flastado. I am Francel Nieva together with my group members will discuss about the kinds of oral texts. And under the oral text, we will let you understand the meaning of oral text and its kinds, the informal or low-stakes speaking activity, and good oral communication, criteria for class oral performance assessment of resources, and complementary roles of reading, writing, listening, and speaking in communication. So what do you think the best definition of oral text? Many might think oral text is synonymous to verbal communication, but to tell you, it is not actually the same. But why? Because, as we know, verbal refers to communication through the use of your mouth or interacting and stating words to other people, while nonverbal do not use any words. And those are impressions, actions, and warning signs that we see in the road. And let's move on. What really an oral text is? So oral text is an academical oral presentation, just like for an instance that we use as PowerPoint to create presentations and show it to our class, either it is individual or group reportings, and other forms including discussions, recitations, debates, dramatizations, and dialogues. And because we look for professional speaking, we use as formal speaking. Since then, especially, it has been a subject all the way back in the ancient times, but we can use informal way depending on how we can manage to make the discussion clear to the audiences. We were already grown up and still were growing from school, because we are taught to develop what is the best for us and to our future. This is the best place to gain confidence in speaking, and it is indeed the fact that we must know perhaps we can help ourselves to be a successful speaker if we can cooperate to a group, communicate with teachers and classmates with respect. The consistency of oral text depends on your strategies in presentation. Either it is a group or individual speaking. Speaking well has always been appreciated as a trait of well-educated person. There are standards in the evaluation of performance in oral text, and students who are serious in the craft of classroom speech should take these standards seriously and learn to access the performance correctly as well as that of their peers. Take a glance at this case. So, recitation is substantial to your grades, and why? Reciting makes your high grades. So, a person who recites and recites in class means he or she comprehends the topic, and it is impressive that this person has the potential to become a good speaker and get the confidence to speak as well as to succeed. Oral text may be formal, such as debates and speech. Semi-formal suits for a small or a class of discussion, while informal is for a one-on-one discussion.
Informal or low-stakes speaking activities. Low stakes are forms of evaluation or assessments that provides indication for students' performances, giving the students the advantage or the opportunity prior in receiving their final grade, either on an assignment or in a course. But in this case, we will be focusing more on speaking and interacting. There are a lot of students and all of them are different. There are some who enjoy reciting in class, and there are some who think first before speaking because they don't want to make mistakes and embarrass themselves. And there are the ones who are introverts who can't even stand up to say their names because they're too shy to do so. In short, low-stakes activities are the icebreaker to get students to interact with one another. Teachers can use this activity or exercise to develop their students' confidence level, especially in public speaking. Informal or low-stakes speaking activities helps children to be more expressive and vocal about their opinion, especially at a very early age. It's important for children to boost their self-esteem because it will have a huge impact to them growing up. First approach is one-to-one teacher-to-student discussions. Then after, the student will be sent out to classroom recitations to see if the student had already gained some confidence. Another technique is the pair-student technique that allows students to also gain more confidence and assures them that they have something productive to share. So the advantage of this is it will not only be a teacher-to-student interaction, but can transform the teacher-to-student and student-to-student and student-to-the-whole class interaction.
So, what is good oral communication? Good oral communication is communicating with spoken words. It is a verbal form of communication where you communicate your thoughts, present, ideas, and share information. Oral communication helps to build trust and reliability. The process of oral communication is more effective than other email or text messages. How will you describe your oral communication skills? If you have strong oral communication skills, you're able to share your ideas and feelings in a way the other can easily understand. You're also skilled in public speaking, which means presenting information with eloquence and confidence. What is important of oral communication? Oral communication allows individuals to express emotions, ideas, and feelings. It gives people the ability to empower, inspire, and motivate those who listen, and it allows people to share knowledge and traditions as well as build their self-esteem.
There are 7 steps on how you can develop a good oral communication in a certain situation.
Step 1. Establish trust. Step 2. Speaking clearly and concisely. Step 3. Recognize problems in communication. Step 4. Learn how to use tone and body language. Step 5. Never assuming anything. Step 6. Recognize communication issues caused by technology. Step 7. Learn how to talk business.
What kind of speaking is needed in my field, also to your field? Public speaking allow us to form a connection, influence decisions, and motivate changes. Without communication skills, the working world and in life itself would be nearly impossible. Public speaking is the most important or most essential forms of communication.
Being a good speaker in class, oral performance, there are expected strategies you may to do figures out. What will be the best outcome you will present in front of the class? These criteria are audience purpose and occasion. In audience, students should see the relevant traits of the audience, their interests, their age, and normal preferences, belief, and positions, among many others. While on purpose, the student should know the importance of physical activity and the reason why he is reciting: to inform, to proceed, to socialize, to entertain. Lastly, is the occasion. The student should know the significance of the occasion for recitation, the social context of his speech, and the kind of speech appropriate to the occasion.
Assessment of resources. What is an assessment? In education, the term assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document academic readiness. Assessment method. Number 1, reliability. Number 2, standardizational, validity, practicality.
Let's move on to the complementary roles of reading, writing, speaking, and listening in communication for you to make the audiences be able to understand your credible skills in using those roles.
Reading, writing, speaking, and listening, the 4 foundational skills of language learning. The skill works in pairs. When you're reading or listening, you're consuming a language. However, when you're writing or speaking, you're producing a language. Once you master these skills, you can safely say that
It may be useful to now enumerate the complementary roles of reading and writing for a fuller appreciation of potential contribution in communication. Read and rewrite. Readers can always reread neglected passages, and writers can always rewrite what they have written before. But speakers cannot take back to their spoken words because it might get the attention of audiences. Structured readings. Writers can always choose to include tables of headings and footnotes to clarify their intended meaning.
In number 3, we have readers to have concentration to the meaning and context of what they read and they write. They may able to imagine what the book said or the author, and also we base through dictionaries and their meanings. They have an open mind led to understand more about the topic. In number 4 roles, you as a reader must have a time to completely understand the way you think deeply about the story or books you read, and also to express your ideas according to book or magazines you read. If you done reading, you could share to the other people the flow of the story.
Did you have fun while watching our topic? We really did enjoy, isn't it? Of course, and not only you who watched this video have gained so much knowledge, but also to us who presented our reportings. I hope you appreciated what we have presented to you just by now. Goodbye and wear your sweetest smile and always have a nice day. Bye-bye.